as was Agbokou Joffrey, with the 1 goal to show for it. As we roll again, trying to go back-to-back, are the Pioneers from Chicago Heights. Ball for Leo Dutra, bounces off Jordan Katniss. Vinicius Alcantara a throw in, and good use of the body from Felipe Villa. Dutra, all the way back Dominguez, who's got to look off the pressure from Scott Manning. Moulion. Alcantara. Dutra. And whipped freely for Jaime Dominguez. Makila dropping in. He's got fancy feet. Slips away for Dutra. Leo Dutra. Wide for Joffrey. Agbokou Joffrey can't get on the other end of Katniss, and that's excellent one-on-one defending from the diminutive left back, Agbokou Joffrey. Massive 6'5" frame. Tough to stop. Teams saw that a season ago. The sophomore from Lom Togo. Jaden Watson and then Scott Manning. Met by Villa. The goal scorer Souza. His countryman Dutra, both from Brazil, and Villa. An overlapping run for Alcantara. 1-2. Alcantara with space. Ball in. Joffrey was there. Makila! Would have been a way to start the second half. Just 2 minutes in. Watson. First 5 minutes of this second 45, so crucial for Patrick and Henry as they try and keep their year alive. A long ball to Scott Manning. Chased by Aymeric Moulion. Manning. Well done from the Frenchman. Kid from Paris has found his way to Prairie State. $14 internationals on this 23-man team, the smallest roster in the field of 12 for Carlos Reyes' bunch. And a corner kick won by Patrick and Henry. Benny Hernandez Pacheco. And now with the wind on their side, you might see more long balls from P&H as they try and pin in the Pioneers. Joel Prestes into the 6. Wrung away from the mixer. Makila. And a 1-2. Maglory Makila. He has numbers joining him. Maglory Makila dinks it up and hit the side netting. Chavez got a hand on it. And Makila had the free run of Gujiri with him. And he went himself. And it stays 1-0. A Thiago Souza corner kick coming up. Souza swings one to the back post for Dominguez. Headed away. Well defended by Mesquita. Lots of contact and another free kick won by Dutra. We said it in the first half, going to be one of the more physical games in the tournament. Both these teams, each with a caution in the first 45. They are top 5 in the country in yellow cards. Prairie State number 1. Leo Dutra to lift his team to a 2-goal lead. It's clattered about and still in. A backheel flicked, headed off the line. Prestes just lifts it away. Prairie State will have one more tomorrow. They'll play number 1 Northeast. Villa, Dutra, Benny Hernandez Pacheco, and Joao Prestes. Their season done after today with a loss. Prestes well defended by Bruno Gajiri, who's been quiet on the ball and has done enough work off of it to make his presence known. Julian Alcantara is in behind and covered well by Mesquita. Santo. Simple and sturdy Chava Bernal. Their second ever appearance in the NJCAA Division II tournament. Patrick and Henry. Muliam goes over the top of Hernandez Pacheco. And a free kick for Patrick and Henry. They'll stop the clock for a moment. Prestes, a ball in, and it is lifted over, touched along the way by Mrjaljevic, who didn't know what to do with it, and a corner kick is won. Manning to take, lifted up, and he was searching for Santo. It comes free. Nowhere to go for Gajiri. Dutra. Villa flips free and Felipe finds a man. Dutra. Joffrey. Hulking frame has Makila in support and went the other direction. Santo with some tempo for Watson. And Souza put a body in and put an elbow in too and commits a foul. Ball over the top. Sat free. Katniss. Joffrey got in the way. Gujiri, Agboku Joffrey. Hard to stop him when he gets going. Makila was through, the ball too heavy. Leo Dutra. And a wonderful challenge from Mesquita. Enrique Jacobs, quiet again today, and stuffed up via Makila made a run. Bernal got in the way. Tari showing narrow. Jaden Watson blocked away again. Mrjavljevic. You'll notice that Joffrey is starting out wide on the right now in this second half. He was through the middle in the first. This is Chris Tari. Tari continuing. Makila tracking back. And a big challenge. Make another change, so once again Munoz will step on. Dutra will come on, or will come off as Munoz comes on. They'll move Joffrey right as we were about to pinpoint him being on the right side. He comes and moves back into the center, but Joffrey starts this second half, the first 10 minutes or so of it on this right, where he severely athletically and physically overmatches the left back Katniss. And then they split him away. Joffrey, he's the pinpoint of this Prairie State Pioneer attack. Jaden Watson. They've been much better in midfield with him there today next to Santo. And Watson slipped free. Enrique Jacobs took a knock, and an easy decision for the center referee, Keisho. Mesquita. Good spinning move around. This is Play Ray who gave it up. And Souza for Joffrey. Oh, it already passed over the touchline when Joffrey knocked it on his heel. It's a Pioneer throw. That's what Carlos Reyes does, though. They did it last year. They moved the big Togan striker wherever they needed to, wherever they felt like he could best use his size and stature to exploit the other team. Play Ray. And Prestes, they'll have to back off. Joao Prestes for Scott Manning. Dealt with by Mrjavljevic. Jaden Watson. Agboku Joffrey. Still Joffrey, and Tari defended. A swinging long ball from Bernal. Can Katniss get there? He can, but not enough room to work any magic.
Prairie State, 23, Bernardo Dutra.
Ball left the field of play.
And for Patrick and Henry, number 11, Sergio Treyton.
And they have them pinned in, but they can't get away. That'll be an easy decision for Keishel as once again the stand is made by Prairie State, this team that's so strong defensively. An hour in, they've yet to concede. They've yet to really be put under too much pressure, even with the attempts from Patrick and Henry. Gujiri, Makila, a good first touch from him. McGlory Makila, left by Munoz. And Gujiri will pressure Jacobs. Enrique Jacobs can't get his head up and find a run. Moved around Santo. Zaid stuck his foot in, and they continue to duel. Zaid, Santo. A run for play, Ray. And an easy one, Munoz. Has Souza's support. Flip free, held on to though. Emerick Murjaljevic, who's gotten more touches in the first couple of minutes of the second half than he did in the entire first. Play Ray, looking for Manning. Scott Manning couldn't get there before Dominguez did. And now the left back. Montez to Makila, and Montez again. Luis Munoz, Makila making a run, and it was dropped by Chavez. Makila thumps it in, but he was offside. So the flag was late to come up as Chavez had it, then didn't, and as Makila put it in the back of the net, it doesn't count. A forward ball for Scott Manning. What a twist that would be. Murjaljevic, forward for Dutra. Heavy touch from Leo Dutra. Jaden Watson will come in for Jordan Katniss. And Watson will move Tari to the left side, and he will go to the right.
And for Patrick and Henry, number 35, Jaden Watson.
Souza spinning away Dutra. Tari wouldn't let him leave. Souza, Makila settled kindly, and Santo stepped in front. He'll be swept up by Moulion the other way, and he's pressured. That ball is going to be a piece out of play and put in immediately by Patrick and Henry. You can order your official 2023 NJCAA Division II Soccer Championship merchandise online at the NJCAA store. Visit shopnjcaa.com to view exclusive national championship merchandise. Prairie State has that. Won the title last year. Can be the first team to go back-to-back this year. A win today would set them up for a de facto quarterfinal tomorrow with the number 1 seed Northeast. A threaded ball from Munoz. Luis Munoz has Makila. McGlory. Makila was offside. Flag popped up. Mesquita, and all the way to Mrjaljevic. He's going to hum and hover and hold the ball until they force him to pick it up. Moulion, Santo, and fancy from him. Prestez, a possible look into what came from there. But he couldn't make anything of it. Munoz didn't check his shoulder, and Prestez still high up the field. He's Tritel pressured. It's been a professional performance from Prairie State. Santo, still 22 minutes to try and solve this Carlos Reyes puzzle. Scott Manning on a long ball from Chava Bernal. He's looked good playing those today. Jaden Watson, a touch and a pivot, and play Ray. And the ball wasn't good enough. Makila. High pressure and an easy foul as two converged on what looks to be Gajiri. Play Ray. The run from Manning, instead Watson. And Bernal with a very important intervention. This team from Virginia have come across the country and continue to compete, but they need to find a way to do more than that in these final 20 minutes. Tari and it's let go out. The next game after this one, the 2:30 Eastern Time, 12:30 local here in Arizona, is the 11-seed Pearl River Wildcats versus the 7-seed St. Louis Archers. St. Louis, we haven't gotten the chance to see yet. Pearl River lost 4-0 yesterday to Phoenix College to open up their tournament. Joffrey has re-entered, and Souza is looking for him. Agboku Joffrey rounds Chavez. Joffrey! Step too far away. The angle wasn't working, and it's still 1-0. Souza, Makila. Makila was looking for Munoz or Gajiri. Joffrey duels, but Santo covers cleanly. Katniss. Tari's getting ready to re-enter, as is Hernandez Pacheco. A quick message for Chris Tari, as he certainly will hope that his tournament isn't done yet. A beautiful switching ball for Jaden Watson, who has play right at the top of the 18. Watson working end line, took a deflection. Mrjaljevic. It's a goal kick. That ball went over the end line first before all the contact occurred. Another stoppage as Mrjaljevic took his time. Play Ray will come off for Hernandez Pacheco, and Prestez will take a quick break. Can't imagine he doesn't finish this game. And I'll go right to Joao Prestez and give him a bit of a conversation. Santo, Hernandez Pacheco, freshly introduced, and Souza. And Santo again, he won the ball. Tari. Katniss. And Joffrey rummaged in. And will use his body to hold everyone off. Back for Alcantara and Mouliam. And over Bernal's head. Makila could be through. McGlory Makila, a heavy touch. He spun around. And Chavez cleaned it up. Southwestern Illinois, the 8 seed on the women's side, beating the 12 seed CCBC Essex 3-0 with 12 minutes to go in the second half. In the opener over there, it's at the Grandstand Stadium, also on the NJCAA network, as Tari's ball is scooped up by Gajiri. Rock Valley, Johnson County. The second game there, Cape Fear and St. Charles, the 10 versus the 6 is game number 3. And closing out 7:30 Eastern, Jones, the 5 seed, who made a surprise run last year, and Schoolcraft, who have a whole lot to say as well. They almost were a team in the knockout stages of last year's Field 2. One of these two will have a chance at the number 1 team tomorrow, or one of these teams will have a chance at the number 1 team tomorrow. That would be Prairie State, but Both of them still with an opportunity to dethrone them. Joffrey, his team up 1-0. Agboku Joffrey, too heavy for Munoz. Munoz lifting over everybody's head. It'll stay in thanks to the wind and is kept alive by Gujiri. And then it went out over the touchline. As it stands, a de facto quarterfinal tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. local here in the mountain zone of Tucson. It would be the 8 seed, the defending champions Prairie State, and the 1 seed Northeast. A rematch of a game earlier in the year where the Pioneers fell to the Hawks 3-0, and that's pretty much why Northeast has not looked back. They've been the number 1 team in the country since week 4 of this season. Anything can happen once you get into the postseason, and Prairie State, Carlos Reyes spoke openly about it. And he said they lost back-to-back games to Northeast and then to Morton. And there was, at the time, a little bit of a national champion hangover in the lights. They felt they were invincible, and they learned they weren't. And since then, they've not lost. They've won 14 straight following that back-to-back defeat run. Agboku Joffrey driving in is fouled by Santo. After falling not quite out of the rankings, but towards the bottom of the top 20, they slowly continued to rise their way and have found enough room to sit at the potential mountaintop again. Mostly thanks to the exploits of that guy, Agboku Joffrey, his physical play. I take you through the stats in this one. 12 shots to 4 in favor of Prairie State. 8 of those on target for the Pioneers, just 1 for Patrick and Henry. The Patriots have 7 saves. It's been a good day for Andre Chavez, better today than he was yesterday. They've combined for 17 fouls and a pair of cautions. Carlos Reyes and Brendan Murphy. Murphy, the man who leads the team from Martinsville, he's got all the problems to solve with just a quarter of an hour left. Eric Mesquita, a rock at the back, has until now played every minute of this tournament. He will come off, and Jordan Katniss will be reintroduced. Mesquita seems as though he's fine. He'll get briefly checked, get some water in the system, and probably get prepared to come right back on. Dangerous spot for Souza. He can ping these. In a position to do so now. The Brazilian trying to provide a cushion for Prairie State. He'll go across, was looking for the run of a teammate, Tari. Sergio Tritel couldn't chase it down. Mrjeljevic will pick it up. Show the ball in another Pioneer, needing to be stretched out now. This was a thing that happened a lot last year. Last 15 minutes, because of the way Carlos Reyes coaches, where his starters, he really only plays 12 guys. Guys out there get pretty tired pretty quickly, and it's a struggle to go the whole tournament. Somehow they do it every single game, though. In the regular season, it's very different. There's a healthy balance of who plays. 15 guys on the team with at least double-digit appearances in this 19-game regular season for Prairie State. Game 20 of the year for them. looking for win number 17. And we'll make a quick swap as Alcantara was getting ready to run off, and Joao Prestes will come back on for the final 14 minutes, as will Eric Mosquita. Hernandez Pacheco, his day is done. They'll keep Prestes on the bench as Alcantara gets a breather, and Hedi Ashab, who is the auxiliary fullback for the Pioneers, will step on. This is Mrjaljevic, who dumps one behind, and direct as they come, Prairie State. Gajiri, Villa.
And in for Prairie State, number 13, Hedi Ashab.
Muliam, Souza. His goal right now, the game winner. A challenge that rattled through and slipped away. Gujiri, Makila, Joffrey. Agboku Joffrey squares it along. McGlory Makila, and a run in the box. Lots of contact. What a save! Chavez denied. And somehow we sit still at 1-0, and Manning the other direction, a chance to make it crazy. And Muliam closes that door. Chavez, what a stop to keep his Patriots connected in this contest. A ball through again for Munoz. And more contact inside the 18, no whistle. Katniss. Muliam read it well. Tritel was making a run, and Hernandez Pacheco has rejoined Prestes too. And Prestes on for Tritel. And Hernandez Pacheco on for Jaden Watson. Prestes, it was poor. The throw was too hot from Katniss. Souza will thump one in. Chavez came up off his line and made a brave decision. Quick throw for Tari. Prestes playing as the number 10 now finally in this tournament. Santo. Prestes. Patient for Hernandez Pacheco and stuffed away by Villa. Muliam. Gujiri. It's been a while since Prairie State has lost at the national stage. It's their third ever tournament appearance in the 4 years it's existed. They won the title in 22. They made it in 20. Now in 23, they try and become the first team to go back-to-back. Villa, Souza, Villa again. And wide, this is still the substitute, Ashab. They've not brought Alcantara back. Reyes riding out with his group. Joffrey ran right through a Patriot. Santo, a switch, looking for Manning. And Scott Manning got there first, but also touched away by the center half Dominguez, and it was last touched off the shin of Manning. Manning. Once again, that kind of day for the team from Virginia. Another change as Katniss comes out and Daniel Lima re-enters. Leo Dutra will come on for Agboku Joffrey. No goals today for him, if this is the day done. But his presence, his size, his stature felt as his team looked to win once again. It would be a 5th victory out of the last 5 at the national stage. Makila. And a through ball for Munoz. Luis Munoz, the Venezuelan, has an overlapping run. Munoz going himself. Dutra, first touch, finish, but a save again from Chavez. He has kept them in it on this Monday morning. '83rd minute, Leo Dutra. An in-swinger from him. Souza scored from a corner earlier. His countryman delivers the ball to the near post, and frustrating from what appeared to be Dominguez. Jaden Watson. He rejoins as Play Ray is removed, and Watson, after shifting mostly as a fullback in the second half, returns to his more natural central midfield role. Mesquita has a run from Lima. Daniel Lima. First touch was heavy and cleaned up. Dangerous. A pressure there. Benny Hernandez. Pacheco Murjaljevic a stop. Prestes. And a good read from Gajiri. Makila. Santo lost the ball and is stamped on, but no foul. Dutra running through Mesquita. Makila was in an onside position. McGlory Makila. Still Makila. Can he keep it in? Squares it off for Leo Dutra. And it's still scrambling. Santo can't get there in time. Tari is down. There's a brought down in the box. They tell him to get up. Watson. Munoz still on the floor. Tari still on the floor. Prestes the other way. And finally, the center official stops play. Carlos Reyes unhappy